Is it true that Kim Taehyung's health condition declined after completing his military service? And is it true that Jungkook, his fellow BTS member, couldn't hold back tears upon hearing the news? These questions have emerged amid various speculations and reports now widely discussed in global fan communities. Recent reports state that Taehyung, who has just completed a crucial phase of his life, is now in a medically concerning situation. This news spread quickly and triggered emotional reactions, including from fellow BTS members. One of them, Jungkook, is said to be the most shaken. This news did not come suddenly without context. In recent weeks, rumors about Taehyung's physical condition began to surface after he officially completed his active military duty. Internal sources in South Korea's entertainment industry revealed that Taehyung had undergone follow-up examinations at one of Seoul's military hospitals shortly after finishing his service. Although the agency, HYB Labels, has not released an official statement, several reports mention indications that Taehyung is suffering from serious physical exhaustion and requires a longer rest period than previously scheduled. Jungkook, known to be personally and emotionally close to Taehyung, was reportedly deeply shaken upon learning the actual condition of his friend. According to sources close to them, Jungkook, who was in the studio at the time, immediately left a training session after receiving news from management. He was reportedly crying for a long time and refused to speak to anyone. One staff member on site said they had never seen Jungkook in such a deep emotional state, even compared to previous difficult moments in their career. The emergence of this speculation has led many to question what really happened to Taehyung. Why does information about his health seem to be concealed? And why was Jungkook's reaction so strong, seemingly indicating that the situation is far more serious than the public imagined? Several theories are developing among fans and media. One is the possibility that Taehyung is experiencing complications due to injury or chronic fatigue during his military service. It is known that many male Korean idols who undergo active duty often face extreme physical pressure, especially when assigned to physically demanding units like special forces. Taehyung himself has never openly discussed his military duties in detail, further strengthening the suspicion that he may have gone through something he doesn't want exposed to the public. Local media have also begun to highlight Jungkook's unusual behavior in recent days. He canceled 2 personal schedules and rejected interview requests that had previously been approved by his agency. Not only that, Jungkook also disabled comments on some of his social media posts, a move he rarely makes except in very personal and sensitive situations. Many believe this decision was made to protect Taehyung's privacy and prevent wild speculation that could worsen the situation. It should be noted, there is no indication that Taehyung's current condition is life-threatening. However, the fact that someone with the discipline and physical resilience like him now requires intensive medical care suggests the situation should not be taken lightly. Jungkook, who has shared the stage, studio, and many personal memories with Taehyung for over a decade, seems to bear a heavy emotional burden in dealing with this situation. In his last interview before this news surfaced, Jungkook once said, "My relationship with the BTS members is the one thing I will never compromise." That statement now sounds even heavier and more meaningful. Many fans associate the quote with his feelings toward Taehyung's condition. They believe Jungkook is not just sad, but deeply worried about the possible long-term impact on his friend's life and career. HYB Labels has yet to release an official statement regarding the news. However, public pressure and global fan community concern are mounting. Fans around the world are urging the agency to provide clarification to prevent speculation or misleading information. Meanwhile, several industry analysts believe HYB will likely take a cautious approach in managing public communication regarding this issue. This is considering BTS is a strategic asset not only for the agency, but also for South Korea's international image. Any communication error or inappropriate response can cause major consequences, both economically and emotionally for fans who have long followed the group's journey. This situation also opens up broader discussions about the protection of physical and mental health for Korean artists, especially after completing mandatory military service. Many believe there is an urgent need to ensure idols returning from the military receive comprehensive health checks and a proper transition period before returning to the entertainment world. Taehyung, known for being very professional and perfectionist, may not want to appear weak in front of the public, but such pressure can be dangerous. In the near future, the public awaits an official clarification from the agency and, more importantly, the latest update from Taehyung himself. Will he appear and make a direct statement to fans, or choose to remain silent and recover away from media spotlight? One thing is certain, whatever happens, support from fans seems unwavering. They have shown extraordinary loyalty and empathy, both to Taehyung and Jungkook. Amid this uncertainty, attention now turns to two big questions. Is Taehyung truly facing a serious health issue? And how will Jungkook's emotional state affect BTS's internal dynamic in the near future? These two questions have yet to find definitive answers, but they are enough to stir up the Korean entertainment world. This is not just an individual health issue, but a reflection of how pressure, expectations, and responsibility can have a profound impact on a public figure, especially when they are at the peak of global popularity. However, as reports continue to grow regarding Taehyung's condition and Jungkook's emotional response, critical voices are starting to question the validity of this issue. Several independent media analysts have retraced the original sources of this news and found that most stem from speculative social media posts and articles from sites whose credibility has not been verified. There has been no official statement from military hospitals, no release from hybe labels, and no medical documentation supporting that Taehyung is in a critical medical condition. Furthermore, some fans discovered that the images circulating on social media, allegedly showing Jungkook crying or Taehyung lying in a hospital, were actually old photos or even digitally manipulated. This further strengthens the suspicion that this issue is most likely an exaggerated rumor without strong foundations. In an entertainment world full of pressure and expectations, it is not uncommon for such information to be intentionally generated to draw public attention or provoke emotional reactions from fan communities. Hybe itself, though it has not directly responded to this issue, has repeatedly urged the public not to easily believe unconfirmed information. In several past cases, the agency even took legal action against parties spreading false news or defamation against their artists. This indicates that they have a firm policy in protecting artists' reputations and privacy. If we look at Taehyung's previous health track record, there has never been any report of a serious medical condition made public. He is known to be physically active, maintains good fitness, and consistently participated in military activities without negative reports. Therefore, the assumption that he is now experiencing a drastic health decline seems unfounded, unless an official update states otherwise. Regarding Jungkook, his emotional reaction, if it really occurred, might simply be a normal form of concern for his friend. But in the digital era, where every expression can be overinterpreted, even human moments like that can become the subject of wild speculation. It's important to remember that celebrities are also human, who can feel anxious, sad, or disturbed by many things without it always indicating a major tragedy. Therefore, as a closing to this report, it is important for the public to refrain from spreading unverified information. Solidarity and concern for idols are indeed important, but must be accompanied by a critical and wise attitude in managing information. Not everything that appears dramatic on the surface reflects the actual reality, and not all tears indicate a major tragedy. Up to this moment, there is no concrete evidence that Taehyung is in critical condition, nor that Jungkook is under extreme emotional pressure due to the situation. What exists is only concern born from deep friendship and natural reactions to unclear information. We can only hope that an official clarification will soon be provided and that both BTS members are in good condition, both physically and mentally. And unless there is an official statement stating otherwise, the news about a drastic decline in Taehyung's health condition remains a rumor that cannot be confirmed as true.